Hi, what are you fighting for? What are you positioning yourself for? What is important to you? What do you want to live for? What is it that you want in life? What are you striving for? What is your current state of well-being? Where do you want to go to? That is the question. I remember very clearly during one of the dispensations of chemo when I was sitting with Mitchell and we were doing some stuff, and he was feeling really down and very depressed at the time, and he looked at me and he said, "Dad," he said, "you know, I no longer want to fight not to die. I want to fight to live. My fight is to live." His fight changed from being focused on not wanting to not die, but wanting to live, seeing things a lot more positively, seeing life as the most important thing, fighting to live, fighting to go on, not to just exist, but fighting to live life. That became his focus. And I distinctly remember what effect that had on his mental state and how that made him a lot more positive in his approach to things. So, you know, chemo for any person is terrible, but particularly for a child. A child, you know, is dealing with a whole lot of things, and someone that's going from, you know, into their teenage years, there are a whole lot of physical changes taking place. So all of a sudden, you know, they've got this compounded effect in their life as a result of chemo. And it's pretty depressing and it's pretty hard to deal with. But he changed the focus of his fight to wanting to fight to live life. And that made dealing with the situation so much easier, so much more adaptable. He became a lot more positive. When we spent time together, he was a lot more ready to do things and to enjoy things and to build models and to discuss things and to watch funny DVDs, and, you know, just a lot easier to be around. And I think that's one thing you know that's important to take in our lives, is to make the claims of what we're fighting for. What is it that we want? You know, it's sometimes it's, you know, do you want enough to survive, or do you want enough to provide? Those are different ways of looking at things. So start to think about the things in your life where your desire is only to overcome and not to go on, not to make a much bigger inroad. It's not just you know, having enough to survive. It's having enough to provide. You know, if you can become the resource, you know, and the source, it's so much more important. So think about those things. Think about being positive in your life. What is it that you want? Where can you be positive? How can you be positive? And what difference is that going to make to those around you? And what effect is it going to have on the relationships and the way you handle those relationships?